Okay. Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome to another episode of Brown Home Group Inside Scoop, or Inside Scoop with the Brown Home Group, however you want to say it. Hope everybody had a great weekend. My name's Rick Brown. I'm the team leader and owner of the Brown Home Group. If my team members are out there, hope you guys are on your way in. Anyway, I wanted to first give a huge shout out to Timber Creek High School football team, the Timber Creek Wolves, for their big win this weekend, 31-14 against Oviedo Lions. That was a district game, and they're going to be playing again this weekend, or this Friday, I should say. So come out and support the Timber Creek Wolves. They'll be playing Winter Park, so should be a really great matchup. But Timber Creek's playing really strong. Obviously, if you're watching college football, you saw Florida win this weekend, and some of the big teams that won. The standings have changed a little bit. As you might know, I'm an Oklahoma Sooner fan, and we're just now creeping into the playoff structure, number 4, and looks like Alabama has dropped down a little bit. But anyway, that being said, it's really turning out to be a great national championship playoff, and we'll see what will end up happening. There's some big games coming up. So the other thing I wanted to do is just take a moment to wish my incredible wife, Jean Brown, a happy birthday. I know I left you this morning, you were sleeping, and hope you have a fantastic day. I know we'll spend time tonight with the kids and celebrating your birthday. So that being said, this lovely lady next to me has been kind enough to join us on the show today. This is Colleen Mitchell. Colleen Mitchell is with Homebridge Mortgage Financial. I'm absolutely a fan of hers. Not only that, but her and I go way back.
Way back.
We've known each other probably close to, well, our sons are 28 and 27,
yeah.
So maybe 22 years. They started playing t-ball at 4.
Yeah.
And your ex-husband and myself, we tried coaching together. Him being an ex-baseball player was a little tough, but it worked. And we did it until our kids were 16. So if Blake, you're out there, if you even watch this show, hope you're doing well. I know we've done a lot of business together, and I'm excited to have you here to talk about this subject. But if you guys are interested, Colleen is right here in Orlando. She's based in Maitland.
Maitland.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Her number's up here, 407-620-3563. That's her cell phone, guys. She takes calls on her mobile number. Not like an 800 number sitting in Topeka, Kansas, only works 8 to 5. This woman works hard. She does a great job. You can also email her at cmitchell@homebridge.com.
Correct.
Am I missing anything?
You are not.
Right. So why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about you. Obviously, I told a little bit, but tell us a little bit about who you are. Who's Colleen Mitchell? Because everybody's heard of Colleen Mitchell. Agents out there, I know you know her. We respect her, what she does for this business. But go ahead and
I've been in the mortgage industry for about 25 years, with Homebridge for the last little over 7 years now.
So you started like when you were 5?
12. I always say 12. I have 2 grown children that are 28 and 31, and I have 2 grandsons that are 4 months and 5 years old.
Wow.
So I am very blessed.
Yes, you are.
Homebridge is one of the largest direct lenders in the U.S. Our office is actually in Maitland.
Okay.
And in our office, we have processing, closing, underwriting. Everything is under one roof. Homebridge is a direct lender, so we make the decisions locally. We have our underwriting manager right on staff. So if we have a deal that may be a little challenging, we can go right to our underwriting manager and have him take a look at it.
That's great.
All of our pre-approvals, as you've seen, are pretty instant, unless they're self-employed, where we have to get tax returns and stuff beforehand.
Right.
So,
So
love what
I know
I do.
you don't want to talk about, but I'm gonna say it. You have some pretty impressive accolades. So for the United States, you are ranked
In the top 1%.
1%. That is huge.
Yes.
And then what other accolades have you had in this business? Because I know that the number of transactions and what have you,
Yeah, I
are
mean,
one of
it's
the
all
top
about
producers, right?
To be part of the top 1%, it's based on the total volume
Total
and how
volume.
many units. So last year I closed around 40 million, about 200 and 200 plus units, which is a
Right.
lot of loans.
Now you don't do that by yourself. You have a
No,
team.
I have a team.
Right.
I have Sasha Thomas, who's one of my loan partners, and she's been with me for, 9 years.
And she's bilingual.
And she's bilingual.
Which is huge, guys, because you know how it is when we get out there and we can't. Obviously, I'm still trying to learn Spanish. 2 years in high school, and I didn't ever learn it.
I wish I
could
would've.
kick myself for it. But yes, so Sasha is fantastic, and
And I have Karen Bell, who's
Yep.
my other loan partner.
Okay.
She's been with me, I believe, almost 5 years now. And then I have a full-time processor, Tina Slocum, and she is dedicated to me and my pipeline and my girls. So yeah, we have an awesome team.
and we can't not mention Chris Wassinger, who is your boss and somebody that
Yep,
we
Chris.
speak,
Chris and I go way back
Yeah.
to our previous employer. We probably worked together since
Yeah.
2003.
And
so
he's
yeah,
one of those kind of individuals that, because of his level in the business, you wouldn't think he would have his finger on the pulse, but he really
he
does.
does. He
He
does.
really does stay involved, and he does step up. And I know that there's been situations that we've had where he's been a huge intricate part. So, Chris, if you're out there and you even are watching, thank you. Appreciate that. So let's dive right into what we're here today to talk about, because I know that there's a lot of agents that watch this, I'm hoping, and more are coming on. But condos and the scary situation when it comes to financing in condos.
Correct.
So, first question is, I want to know, is it true the only way you can finance a condo is 20% down?
Or cash. No,
Or
that
cash.
is not true. That is not true. We actually have a dedicated condo approval department. So we have been able to get maximum financing done on several condo complexes. We actually just closed one with you.
Right.
It was a down payment assistance conventional loan.
Yep.
Customer
You hear
got,
that? Down payment assistance,
yes. The customer got into the property with, I think, less than $2,000.
people. That was
So-
with one of my agents, David Hickey, right?
Yes, that is correct. That
Good
is
job,
correct.
David.
So I think there's a lot of agents that feel like there's some condos that can't be financed,
Right.
and that is absolutely not true.
So, when it comes to financing, is there a certain number of units an owner can occupy, or do you call it a second home?
No,
Or?
for if they're purchasing as owner occupied or second homes, we do not care how many are owner occupied or investment properties.
Okay.
It's only when an investor purchases with 20% down that we have to look at how many are owned by an investor. However, if they put down 30%, that is not an issue.
Okay, gotcha. So, does Homebridge still require like those condo questionnaires that are a pain in the butt to get done?
We do not require the questionnaires. However, if the condo association is unwilling to verbally give us the answers to those questions, sometimes they'll make us pay for a questionnaire.
Right.
I see more and more lately that they don't require that. So verbally, our condo approval department will call the contact for the HOA and ask the pertinent questions.
Gotcha. So I know that one of the things when it comes to condos that I do love you so much is the fact that I've actually had to deal with on the other side where the buyer has picked a lender and the lender tells me I gotta go find out if it's condo approved.
So if you have a client that's interested in a condo, a lot of times what we want to do is call ahead before
Right.
they go under contract, before they spend money on an appraisal and a home inspection,
Right.
to ask the pertinent questions to make sure that maximum financing can be done.
Right. So you'll do that.
We
If
do
we
that.
give you the address, we give you the information, you'll search to see if it's on that list.
Cor-
Because there are some
correct.
agents out there that tell us it's a townhome. We go through the process, then we
And
find out that it's a condo.
Correct.
And they're FHA. And
That's
then
correct.
we're screwed.
That is correct.
Is there pending litigations in a condo complex? Is that a deal killer? Is that something that
It actually is not.
It's not.
We have to find out from the HOA what the pending litigation is for.
Okay.
So if it's, defects from the developer, and let's say those things have not been repaired, then that's an issue.
Right.
However, what we see most of the time is the pending litigation, the homeowners association is trying to recoup money for repairs they've already done.
Right.
If there is a pending litigation and it's in question, we can actually go directly to Fannie Mae to get an exception. But
Oh,
we
wow.
have to get all the details in reference to the pending litigation to make sure that it's financeable.
Gotcha. Okay. So, how long are condo approvals good for?
So on a conventional condo approval that we do internally, and this is just for Homebridge, it's good for 1 year. So once we get a complex approved conventional, we have it approved for 12 months.
Okay.
And the only thing that we might have to update is their liability insurance.
But it's no different in getting an approval on a condo versus, except for some of the other red tape that you have to go through if you were just doing a regular financing. So if somebody gets financing for a loan approval, condo approval, is there a difference in that kind of approval?
No.
If they change their mind and go, yeah, I decided I want to get a house, they have to get a different approval? No.
No, I mean, whether they purchase a condo or a single family, the approval is the same.
Okay, so that's what I was curious, because I mean, guys out there, we start out, we're looking at condos, and they get into the condos, see those HOA fees, and then realize, holy crap, that's a crazy amount.
Yes.
Now, that also has a lot of bearing on financing, right? So far as the HOA fees.
Absolutely.
Because you incorporate those fees into the total.
Absolutely, because they could be anywhere from 200 to 500. I've seen them up to 600.
Correct.
So we have to factor in the homeowners association dues into their debt ratio.
Gotcha.
And sometimes when we look at it, they may end up wanting a single family because of the payment and how high that is.
Gotcha. So can you tell us some things that would prohibit somebody from buying a condo or getting conventional
condo
financing?
Okay. So when we look at getting a condo association approved, they have to have 10% in their reserves in their budget.
Okay.
They can't have any pending litigation that has defects. If 20%, more than 20% of the units are owned by a single person or entity, that can be an issue.
Wow.
So those are the questions that we ask up front to make sure that we can get condo approval.
Wow. Okay. So I'm going to ask this. I think I already know the answer, but you can't get condo approval on an FHA.
We can.
Okay, wait, say that again. You can?
We can. As of October 15th, HUD has come out and said we can do FHA spot approvals.
For condos?
For condos. However, years ago,
Hope my team's listening out there.
Years
That's
ago,
huge.
a spot approval was a one-page form that we filled out. And whether we approved it was dependent on how they answered the questions. Well, now the spot approval that we have to do is about 8 to 10 documents that we have to get. So Homebridge has decided, since we're getting all of these documents to do a spot approval, we're going to go ahead and get the whole complex approved FHA.
Oh, wow.
So there's only a couple additional documents that we'll have to get to go ahead and get an approval with HUD, and that would be good for 3 years.
Okay. So is there a longer process to get that done?
No. From the time that we get all of the documents from the condo association, we can get it within 48 hours, provided we have all the documents. So, and again, it's all done internally with our condo approval department, so we can get those done very quickly.
So what's one of the horror stories that you could talk about so far as somebody that's come, an agent's brought you a client that had a condo requirement?
So the one that
comes to
mind was with a couple months ago.
Hopefully it wasn't me.
Because in all of the years I've been doing mortgages, this has never come up. We were trying to finance one in Celebration, and one entity owned 50% of the units.
Oh, okay.
So that became an issue.
Yeah, I would imagine it would.
And they never disclosed that up front when we did call and ask those questions. So it did become a problem. So other than that, I would say most of the ones we submitted for approval in our condo approval department have gotten approved.
And is there a streamlined condo approval without?
There is a streamline.
Documentation?
There is a streamline. If you put down 25% as a primary residence, or 30% for second homes and investment, it's all we get is their insurance. That's it.
Wow.
And we make sure that there's no pending litigation. But again, if they come back and say, yes, there's pending litigation, we just have to do our due diligence and find out what the pending litigation is for. So, but the streamline makes it really easy for the lender. So there's times where maybe they're trying to do maximum financing, but we find out they don't have the reserves in their budget. And we have to go back and say, you now have to do 25% down.
Wow. Okay, so that's good news. But just to go back on the FHA, because normally that's 3.5%, are you saying now you can finance a condo at 3.5% down?
Correct. I'm actually working on my first FHA approval as we speak.
And is that have anything to do with the reserve fund and stuff inside the condo association? Because
yeah, there's a long list of things that we have to get.
So it is a little bit muddier to get
it is
processed through.
It is.
But let's not kid ourselves, guys. We got a lot of first-time home buyers that can't afford. They have the money, or they can pay the mortgage payment.
I think the biggest struggle we've had with our FHA buyers is when they go looking at condos. So many of them are not on the approval list. So
the condo's not on the approval list?
The condo's not on the FHA approved list.
Oh, so it's a very minimal list.
Very, very minimal.
Oh, sorry, I got you guys excited about something that maybe is not as exciting as I thought.
No, but that's the whole benefit of doing these spot approvals now, which, now Homebridge is going to be doing the whole complex, and it'll be good for 3 years once we get it done.
So if I bring you a condo and it's not on the list, your plan is to make the whole complex condo FHA compliant.
That is correct.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So definitely, if you have somebody out there that's looking, and still has to go FHA, definitely reach out to Colleen and see what she can do, because it sounds like there's another way than just looking at the one condo. Maybe they go ahead and claim the whole complex, and then that also helps us as agents.
Correct. And if we get the condo FHA approved, then they can still look at doing down payment assistance programs with it as well.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So I know we're running out of time. Is that right, Mr. Blaine?
You're at almost 20 minutes.
Okay, so what I want to talk about is obviously condos is important, but is there anything that's out right now, coming out? I mean, I know we talk about, like I just met with a client this weekend, and he knew what the FHA number was, and it had changed so far as the dollar amount for purchase. It's like 4 something now. So what is it?
It's
or not 3 something.
It's 314,850 is the max FHA limit.
Why did we come up with that number?
They change it every January, and that's what it comes up with. So
it's
850.
850 for a FHA.
The max FHA loan. Correct.
Right. And then, is there any other programs that Homebridge offers while we're sitting here that you'd like to discuss? Because I know I've done them, so I know you have them.
Well, we actually have our Homebridge for Heroes program.
Talk about that.
Okay, so our Homebridge for Heroes program, if you are military, law enforcement, nurses, firefighters, teachers, we waive all the lender fees. And we also provide you with a gift card for $595 after closing.
Wow.
So, and the lender fees are about $1,350 savings.
That's fantastic. So obviously we have a lot of Florida hospitals out there. If you are somebody who's a nurse or a doctor, obviously firefighters don't get paid enough if you're out there. I know my brother was one. He was a paramedic and worked so many hours but didn't get paid enough. And if you're looking to purchase your first home, please reach out to Brown Home Group, and one of my team members will absolutely help you find that incredible home. But then we would definitely align you with Colleen here.
Yes, I'd love to help.
And she can work with that program. I do know you have a couple other programs, the Florida Bond, which is...
We have the Florida Bond, which allows up to $10,000 in down payment assistance.
Right. Now, is that something you have to pay back?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a difference between...
paid back.
Right.
Well, there's a couple different programs, but the one that we use most often is a silent second mortgage that does have to be repaid when the house is sold.
Right.
And that one's with an FHA and a conventional program.
Gotcha. So if they wanted to get in touch with you, they wanted to meet with you, what would that look like? How would that happen?
You can call me on my cell phone, 407-620-3563.
And then you're located in Maitland, in the Maitland Center, right?
I'm in Maitland, but I travel all over, so.
Right, so if you're an agent and you want to get with her, definitely reach out. She's definitely amazing. I can't thank you enough for coming today.
Thank you for having me, I appreciate it.
Yeah, and Blaine, who do we got on the schedule next week?
I believe it's Rusty with ADT.
So Rusty, if you're out there, because I don't see you on my show, you're on next week. Get ready. We're excited. Rusty is with ADT Security Systems. He's got a great program that he does for agents. He's going to come in and talk about the security systems, what all they do. I actually have the system personally at home, so I'm very appreciative of that. You do too? Mm-hmm. So again, if you need any lending advice or looking to get a new loan or even refinancing.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people are doing that. Doesn't really help us, but definitely helps Colleen. Please reach out to her at 407-620-3563. If you need any real estate needs, obviously you can reach out to our team at 321-348-8720. Thank you again. I appreciate it. I love
Thanks
seeing
for having
you.
me.
Bye guys.
Bye. Have a great
Make it
day.
a great day.